And she's with us because she is an innovator, just like all of you are. And in particular, what she does is she's the coordinator of ENTER, which is an acronym for the European Network for Transfer and Exploitation of EU Project Results, which she is also the project manager in different European funding programs. And in the past, she served in the Office of International Relations at Karl Franzen's University Graz, where she was responsible for different outgoing student mobility programs, as well as university networks and the organization of summer schools. Apparently, she, doesn't sleep. And has done a lot of work with a lot of different types of groups, moving ideas forward. And so we're so honored to have her this morning. And we, as much as we ask new things of you in the Action Collab, we ask our presenters only 15 minutes to speak. And I mean, this is something that people are not used to at all. People are used to going on. And so we challenge you to do your work in the sessions, and we challenge our speakers to really be succinct with a story and their experiences that they can share with the group. So we appreciate that everyone takes on this challenge, and would like to welcome you. Thank you so much, Pedro.
Thank you, Samantha, for the nice introduction. I'm kind of nervous now after all that. And about pointing out that I'm the big kickoff here and a lot of inspiration to give you. So let's see if that works out or not. If it doesn't work out, just don't tell me. Basically, I'm honored to be here. It's a very, very pleasure to have this day with you because as you said, I'm not sleeping a lot. I have to leave at 4 in the morning to go to Turkey for another meeting. So basically, I'm on the jump a lot of times. And I was kind of very interested in this whole Action Collab because it's also new for me. It was also new for me to kind of prepare a speech without a lot of information, what you're expecting to hear from me. So I thought, okay, let's just give it a try. And let's try to talk about opportunities, about different opportunities, about the whole process that we're going to. And I have to say, for me, these 4 steps are totally clear and very, very good, very logical. It's a lot compared to product development also from marketing perspective and so on. But for me, the question in the beginning, or the idea that we have in the beginning, is already kind of combined with the later stages. So basically, I kind of like the idea with the pen. So I'm gonna take a look at this pen now, and you can take a look at the pen that you have in your hands right now. So you will see that this pen has a lot of opportunities inside already. So first opportunity, here is a logo on it, so it's a promotion pen, promotion gadget. But it could be the pen that, for example, John Lennon, Paul McCartney used to write the lyrics for a song, Imagine. It could be the magic pen that Harry Potter used in some of the movies and let it fly around the classroom. It could be a pen a politician used to sign an important contract. So those are different opportunities, interpretations inside this pen. If we leave that behind, and I'm sure the pen of Harry Potter would look different than the pen for the politicians, for example. So if we leave the wrapping of the pen behind, then it comes back to its functionality. Because I think you all know the situation, oh, I have to write down quickly a phone number and your pen doesn't work. Great, crap. You replace it, you just simply replace it. And that's quite easy because a pen is a mass product. So let's say this pen is your project, this pen is your service that you're planning to, or it's just a simple product, whatever you have in mind. This pen is your idea, basically. And it took also quite a long process from the first ideas that were generated. We need a pen to write not only on paper but also on letter, for example, because that was the first point the pen idea actually came up. I don't know if you're familiar with the history of the pen. I'm not going through all the details now, but the first patent, is it patent? Was registered in 1888 by an American basically. But still, it needed more opportunities, more ideas, also to select ideas, because not all are worth to follow. There is too much risk with some ideas. Some are not realistic at all. So you have to select till you find the way and till you find a good solution in the end. So after this first prototype of a pen that was registered, till it really became a mass product, it was in the 1950s. So you see there is a long process going on. The first kind of mass production of pens was actually here in UK in 1944 for the Royal Air Force. So the pen had a completely different meaning at that time than it has now. And then I'm sure you also heard the story about the famous Fisher space pen. Yeah? It's a story, it's not true, but still, from the marketing perspective, the story combined with the pen keeps the pen in mind of the people. So, the space pen, for all of those who are not familiar with it, it was said that the NASA spent $1 million to develop a pen that works upside down and that also works in a zero-gravity environment. And they were criticized for spending lots of money on this product. It's also possible in a more easy way, basically by, as the Russians did, by just using a simple pencil. But, okay, that's a myth. It's not true, I have to say. It's a myth. The pen was developed in 1960s, but still it was not with the money of the NASA, it was not the pencil competition and so on. But this product, your project, whatever you want to compare this pen with, I have to say it is quite easy, because this is a product that you can give to people, that they can hold in their hands and they can look at it. So the opportunities inside the product are already clear by having it, and about the functionality, about the quality, and about the look of it. It might be that your product is an intangible product. It could be a methodology. It could be a learning experience. It could also be something that is only specifically important for a small target group, not like a pen that everyone is using, but it could be, for example, a curricula that is used just by a specific group of people and not by everyone, or not by everyone in the same way. So, and here comes basically my my personal experience into the play, or into the game, because when I started working with European projects, it was a couple of years ago, it was always very hard to find people working in the field of dissemination. I was basically involved in project management, and I had to deal with dissemination, of course, as well. But still, it was not the big winner to get people, oh, could you take care of dissemination? Because it was kind of an abstract building, you didn't really know what to do with it, how to spread it. Okay, I can tell my colleagues about it, I can tell my local contacts about it, but how can I spread my information European-wide? And then sometimes it's not a product that you can give them, because you have to start disseminating when your product is not even ready. Right. So you need to promote something, a kind of ghost product. And then when you finally have it, the project is over. Great, no money anymore, so what am I going to do with the results? So that was one thing that was a problem in my work, and then there came another problem. Who is involved in other European projects than in this one in this room? Okay, there are a lot, and I guess you're involved in many different programs too. So you might know the situation. The European Union is funding or approving a different project every year. If we just keep with the lifelong learning program, there are hundreds of projects approved every year. That means that also hundreds of products are existing. But where are they? Yeah. The big question mark. Of course, you have lists, you have compendia where you can go through and see what is developed or what is supposed to be developed in the end. you have databases, and I don't know if you have ever used such an official database. You might, if you're lucky, you find what you're actually looking for, but only if you are willing to spend a few hours. It's not just, oh, I'm looking for this and here I can find it. It takes a lot of time. So in our association, we had the big question: why is the information or the product, why is this not coming to me instead the other way around? And that was basically the main idea that we had to build up Enter Network. But how did we do that? Basically, to make it clear what our first ideas have been, to make kind of a matching platform according to target groups and interests or activities that people are involved to, and then matching people who are looking for something and people who already have this. So kind of bringing people together, building a network of active exchange of project information, but also of the real outcomes of the projects. So we started brainstorming a lot inside of our association. Some of my colleagues, they are in European projects for more than 10 years at the moment, so we kind of have some experience. But then we said, no, it's definitely not enough. So we asked other people working in projects, so what is your difficulty? What is your problem with this whole dissemination exploitation part? Why are you not using such a database? What would you like to have to really use it in the end? And then we also included external experts from the IT sector, from the graphic design, to get like a more full picture. So as you said, it was not just a question and one answer. It was a long process around by identifying different opportunities. And then in the end we said, okay, let's just get it started. Maybe it's better to start small, but that really works, instead of starting from all different sides all together. And that's what we did. And then in 2005, we really established a network for the first time with a small member group, like 20 organizations. And we were kind of testing it. We were reassessing, having feedback from all different sides. And it's also, compared with the pen, it's a typical cycle of a product. You start to develop it, you introduce it, it's growing, then it comes to the climax, and then there is a decline. So that is the time then either to stop with it completely or to have new opportunities, to find new ways to modify your product. And that's what we did. We kind of enlarged our services. We introduced a partner search tool. We have now also a news section for members. We invented events calendars. We publish a European magazine and so on. And we always we try to be in contact with our customers. So basically, at the moment there are about 480 members from 34 countries. There are more than 230 projects registered with the database that they exchange information about and promote events. But how to really keep the contact with the customers or target group, however you want to call it. If I say selling here, it's not always in the commercial way that I pay for it. You know what I mean? It's just the exchange or the distribution, basically. So Enter is doing that, or we feel the best way is to be part of your customers. So we are still actively working in European projects too, as project partner, as coordinator. And one of our currently projects, it's also working with the improvement of dissemination itself. It's a 3 years project, also in lifelong learning program. And here, as I'm sure you have maybe done also with this Erasmus Network project, or in many other projects, you start with the research. That means you use interviews, questionnaires, focus groups, and so on. Even if you already have in mind on the paper of your application, of course, what it should be. But then you try to get to know your customer, your end user, to make a product that really fits according to their needs. So that's what we did with Center 2. We asked, it's not an academic research I'm talking about here, it's a limited project period, so we also are working with